Good morning, students. And in this class, we will discuss some more associated terms of the open cast mining and different other terms also there. And what are the definitions of the term and what are the factors influencing those factors? What are the factors influencing these parameters and different other features of the terms we will discuss in this class. And in the later classes, we are very familiar with the different types of the things. The height of the bench, the width of the bench, the slope of the bench, and the backfilling and the drilling, the burden, the space and the volume of the rocks, and these are the different things, and the toe formation and the crest of the bench and the crust of the bench and different the outcrop of the bench, and these are the different terms we discussed in the earlier class. Now, in this class we discuss some more in-depth the terms. What is their definitions and what are the factors which are influencing these parameters, and what are the different other things, the other salient features of these things. Now we will discuss now. So those things are the angle of repose, the haul roads, the transportation, the stripping ratio, the break-even stripping ratio, economic cutoff value, the variable limit, and the place of money. These are the different other terms, different other parameters. How best they are defined, and what are the factors these parameters depends upon, and what are the salient features these factors depends upon. We will discuss now. The first one is the angle of repose. Open cast mine is there. The open cast mine, suppose the material is available below 50 meters depth, below 50 meters on the surface, and the overlying strata is called OB, bore button. The waste rock has to be removed, and below that the coal is there, the mineral is there, the mineral is excavated. So this is the process of the open cast mining. The OB has the ore button, the waste rock is there, the ore button has to be removed, and the mineral exposed, and the exposed mineral is excavated. So suppose 50 meters overburden is there. The 50 meters overburden is made into the 5 vertical benches, and depends upon the mechanization. Generally, the height of the bench is 1 is to the 10 meters. The height of the bench is 10 meters. So like that, 5 vertical benches are there, and below that, the coal, suppose 30 meters of the coal is there, 3 vertical benches are made, and the OB benches are removed, and the coal benches are removed, are excavated. So while excavating the OB benches, the OB extracted and dumped away from the mining site. In the similar fashion, the coal is there. The coal is made into different vertical benches. The vertical benches of the coal is excavated, and the coal is excavated, and the exploited coal is transported with the help of the shovels, with the help of dumpers, which are used for the loading and the transportation, and finally the mineral reaches to coal screening plants, where the quality control operations techniques are used, and the quality coal is uh, is uh, is sold out to the customers, sold out to the consumers. So this is the process of open cast mining. Anyway, the OB material is there, ore button material is there. The ore button actually the waste stock is there. In the form of we convert the OB in the form of benches. The benches are excavated. The blasting pattern is there. We lay the blasting pattern over the benches. So number of holes are drilled. 25 to 50 holes are drilled. The drill holes are charged with the explosive, maybe the liquid oxygen, charged with the liquid oxygen, or charged with ammonium nitrate and fuel oil mixtures, ANFO. So slurry mixtures, slurry explosives are there. So different types of OS explosives are there. So the blasting fraction is charged with explosives and blasted out. So the material is the we obtain the coal material, we obtain the mineral material, and we obtain the OB material, overburden material, which is the waste rock. And the waste rock is lifted by the shovels, lifted by the different type of front end loaders, different type of shovels we use there. Rope shovels are there, hydraulic shovels are there, with having a capacity of 1 meter cube to 10 meter cube, and the bucket capacity they are having, and depends upon the size of the mechanization. The buckets are there, the excavators, the front end excavators, that means the shovels are there, hydraulic shovels are there, the rope shovels are there. The hydraulic shovel lift the coal and dump over the dumpers, and place the material onto the dumpers. So that is the dumpers, and take the material, and finally reach to the dumping site where it dumps over the OB material there. Certainly, the OB material, when it is fallen over the crime, it settles like this. It settles like this. The material, this is the OB material, which is dumped by the dumpers, settled over the ground. So here, the heap angle, this is called the heap of the overburden, which makes the angle, the theta is the angle between the slope of the settled material and the horizontal line is called angle of repose. The angle of repose is nothing but that is the angle between the horizontal line and the line of uh, settled material, the line of slope of the settled OB dumped over the ground is called the angle of repose. Generally, the angle of repose generally is up to 45 degrees. It is not more than 45 degrees. More than 45 degrees angle of repose is not stable, and that collapses. That collapses, and total material um, moves. The tons of material moves forward, and which is almost equal to landscape. So that this type of movement, the crustal movement, this type of movement, what we can say, landscaping. Landscaping is very dangerous. It may cause the accident. It is there. So more than 45 degrees of angle of repose is dangerous. Is not stable, and we should not put the angle of repose more than 45 degrees. So that type of material, even though whatever the material is, so that is very unstable, and the heap of OB overburdened, the collapses, and may cause the accidents, and may cause the fatal accidents. That is it. So it shall not be more than 45 degrees. Anyway, the angle of repose depends upon solid 2 3 points are there. The angle of depends upon the following things are. So, and for different materials and different things, the angle of repose is fixed, and beyond that, the things the, the the slope of the OB dump, the slope of the OB dump is not stable. So, so we should maintain the gradient, the angle of repose, and for the different, it is fixed for different types of material, and for different angles are there, different angle of reposes are there, and we should maintain that. And beyond that, the heap of OB, the heap of the OB, the slope of the OB is unstable, so that may cause the accident is there. Anyway, the factors which influence the angle of repose is the hardness of the material. When the hardness of the material is more, the angle of repose is nearly 40 to 45 degrees. When the rock is there, and we can maintain the angle of repose 40 to 45 degrees. It is there. So when hardness of the material increases, and then the angle of repose can be increased. On the boulder size, when the boulder size is when more boulders are there, and there are that also the angle of repose can be increased. The angle of repose is more when the size of the boulder is more. The more angle and the more stability is there, and that is there. And the material cohesion is nothing but it is the bond. It is the bondage between different grains in a rock. Suppose the material cohesion is very good, very good. Suppose generally the material cohesion is good in the igneous rocks. So the material cohesion is very good, very good. Then the slackness, then the slipping nature of the OB decreases. When the slipping nature of the OB decreases, so the material quotient is more, and the angle of repulse is automatically very, very more. That means more than 30 degrees up to 45 degrees, not beyond 45 degrees. Whatever the material, not beyond 45 degrees. So 30 to 45 degrees. So it is more when the material quotient is more. Wetness is the water, the moisture content. The moisture content, if the heap of the dump and OB, where water presence is more, then it is water bearing. The OB is water bearing, and then automatically it decreases the angle of repose. It decreases the slope angle of overburden. Automatically decreases the slope angle. So these are the different factors which influence the angle of repose. The hardness of the material increases the slope angle of OB. The boulder size increases slope angle of the OB. The material cohesion of the between different grains in a rock, different grains in a OB is more than the slope angle. The angle of repose can be more. It is there. And the wetness, if the water presence is more in the OB, automatically it decreases because it breaks the bond between uh, the rock material. It decreases the slope angle. It decreases the angle of repose. So these are the different factors which influence the angle of the repose. And we will see different types of different angles of that, and different angles which are set for different materials. The loose sand is there. When a loose sand is heaped up, and is removed as a OB and dumped, then the angle is 30 to 34 degrees. The angle of repose is 30 to 34 degrees. It is quite bigger. Loose sand and the clay material is there. The clay material which acts as a bondage between the sand, then the angle of repose automatically is more. That is 37 degrees. It is there. And wetness. When wetness is more, when the wetness is there, automatically it decreases the bondage. Then the angle is automatically is very less. That is 20 degrees. The angle of repose automatically is decreased due to the presence of the water, due to the presence of wetness, and that is the 22 degrees it is there. The soil clay, when clay material is there, when the one soil and the clay material is there, the clay acts as the bond, which provide the bondage between the different grains in the soil, and the material cohesion is very much increased. Then the angle of is also increased, and that is 40 to 45 degrees. It is there. 40 to 45 degrees. It is there. And the broken rock is this one. The rock is there. The rock is very strengthy, and the different grains are fixed in this thing, and that is the angle of repose is 34 degrees to 45 degrees. So these are the different material, and where the angle of repulses are very different for each type of member. The loose sand 30 to 34 degrees, and loose sand with the clay it is 37 degrees. When wetness is there, when water is present is there, it is 22 degrees. When soil clay is there, 40 to 45 degrees, and broken rock is there, and that is 34 degrees to 40 degrees. This is what we can say the angle of the rippers. Angle of rippers is nothing but this is the angle between the horizontal line and the line and the slope angle of the overburden is called angle of rippers. It is there. And next term is the hard roads. Suppose the OC is there, the benches are there, the OB is removed in the form of vertical benches, and the coal is removed in the form of vertical benches. The vertical benches, the benches are there, and suppose and the OB suppose 50 meters, the coal is available, and below the 50 meters, and 5 vertical benches are OB benches are made, and 30 meters of coal is available, and 3 vertical coal benches are available. Suppose and to reach deepmost point, and 80 meters is there, and up to the 80 meters, and the dumpers and the heavy earth machinery has to go the 80 meters deepmost point. So, what is the way? What is the way? What is the access? Access to reach the 80 meters below the surface. So, already the box cut is made, and with the box made, number of benches are there, number of vertical benches are made all over the mineral area and the overburden area. All vertical benches are made, all vertical benches are spread out, and the OB metal is excavated in a form of benches. The benches are excavated, the benches are blasted out, and the metal is picked up. And in the same similar fashion, the coal is there, and the coal is also is converted into OB benches, and the OB is converted into the coal benches, coal vertical benches, and the vertical benches are removed or excavated. So we lay the drill holes over the benches and charge the drill holes with the explosive, and the blasting is done, and the metal is obtained. The metal is obtained, and different shovels are there. The shovels lift up the material and dump over the dumpers. The dumpers carry away the material away from the mining site. This is there. So to reach the hard roads are nothing but the hard roads are the access to the deepest access to the mineral point, and it goes different hard roads are there, and different hard roads are maintained, and which almost touch the mineral point. So by 80 meters it is there. The coal is the deepest point is the 80 meters. So up to 80 meters the hard roads are with having certain gradient. They having certain gradient, and the width, the hard road maintenance it is there and must be established. And without the hard roads, the material cannot be transported. Suppose the dumpers are there. Suppose generally let us see the gradient of the hard road is generally 1 in 12, 1 in 12, and width is having many, and 5 6 times to the dumper, otherwise the dumpers may fall down. The width of the haul roads is 5 6 times the width of the dumpers, where the dumpers carry the material depends upon 235 tons highly mechanized. So the width of the haul road is very much more. Why? Because there highly mechanized mine is there. The haul roads, the size of haul road must be also very good. And the inclination 1 in 12. The gradient is 1 in 12. It is there. Suppose if the gradient is 1 in 4, then the transportation by the dumper is very difficult. 1 in 4, 1 in 5. So the high gradient, the dumpers cannot carry the material up to this one. So the gradient of all roads must be very less, and that is 1 in 12, so that the high capacity dumpers easily and carry away the material from that point itself. So one more thing, the gradient of the hard road is very important. Another thing is, and this one, the width of the haul road is infinite. And the maintenance of the haul road is very important than this thing, uh, where the dumpers are running, where the dumpers are flying over the haul roads, and the speed of the dumper must not be very much more. The speed of the dumper shall not cross more than 20 kilometers per hour, 15 to 20 kilometers per hour, where because the increased speed causes causes the fall of the dumper, and which may cause the fatal accident. It is there. So the speed of the dumper is limited on the haul road. Haul roads are very much and must be maintained very good in condition. The lighting must be very much provided. Lighting, suppose daytime is there, the daylight is very sufficient, the late daylight is sufficient and for running the dumpers there. And suppose if the night is there, then the lighting has to be provided so that the dumper operators can see in the visible light and drive the dumpers over the hard roads. It is there. So the lighting must be provided. The lighting must be provided with all the voltage with the voltage limitations upon the hard roads maintenance and other things. And the dust is also very much produced while driving the dumpers. So the sprinklers, water sprinklers are there, and every 20 to 30 minutes, every 30 minutes, the sprinkler has to go up and down, go up and down by sprinkling the water. Due to the sprinkling of the water, the dust is suppressed. The dust is suppressed, and the dust cannot be raised. So that the driving of the dumpers is very much easy, and the visibility is there, so that they can move away. They can move away from. They can transport the material. From mine point to the dumping side. From mine point to the CSP, it is there. So the haul roads must be maintained. The haul roads must be maintained, and for this one, otherwise the the dumpers may slip down. The dumpers may slip down and cause very fatal accidents, and where where the miners and the workmen may be involved. So to avoid all these things, so the maintenance of the haul roads must be there, and this is about the haul road. And one more thing, that the transportation may be the cyclic, and the transportation may be the continuous. So the transportation, the lifting and the transportation of the material at the face is very important. And we will see how the lifting is done. Suppose OB benches are there and the coal benches are there. We lay the drill holes with the OB drills, with the coal drills, and the drill holes are charged with the explosive, charged with the slurry explosive, charged with the ANFO, ammonia nitrate fuel oil mixture is charged with the charged, and the blasting is done, and the material is applied. So different types of the machinery is there. And one thing is the cyclic machinery is there, and the continuous machinery is there. The cyclic machines and which transport the material from that point to the away from the mine, and one thing is there. And the continuous machinery is there, like just like conveyors are there, which transport the material from site point to and this thing side point to the away from the mine, it is there. So what are the different things? What are the different things which carry the material from side point to the dumping point or side point to the coal screening plants? It is we will say one by one. Anyway, so trucks are there. The trucks and the rails and the carries are there, which transport the material up to 3 to 8 kilometers are there. And the lorries are there, the trucks are there, and railway wagons are there, which transport the material from mine point to, that is nearly 3 to 8 kilometers. To 8 kilometers, it transport the material. It is there. When the railway trucks and railway wagons are used. One scrapper chain is there, and then the scrapper chain we use. Scrapper chain which transports, and that is operated by the motor a motor drives the sprocket, sprocket drives the chains with the flights, and the chains with the flights carry away the material, and that is the scraper chain, which transport from phase point to up to 150 meter, 150 to the 1500 meters. The scraper chain transports the material that is away from the mine. 1500, 150 to 1500 meters transportation is done by the scraper chain, where the motors are run by the electricity, and different types of motors are used. The motor drives the sprocket. The sprocket drives the chain with the flights moves, and the chains with the flights move the material. It is there. So the material is transported from 150 meters to 1500 meters away from this one, away from the mine. It is there. So this is the scraper chain. And the front end loaders. Well, loaders means nothing but the excavators. The excavators nothing but shovels are there. The shovels, the front end loaders are there, back end loaders are there, rope shovels are there, hydraulic shovels are there. A lot of classifications are there. Front end loaders are there, back end loaders are there, and the rope shovels are there, hydraulic shovels are there, and different other types of shovels are there. And suppose these shovels actually they pick up and the blasted out material is there, they lift up the material and dump over the dumper. Suppose the moving distance is 150 300 meters. The moving distance is, suppose the dumper this one the shovels reach to the where where the face is blasted out and a lot of material is obtained, and this one this frontal loader reaches to the face point and picks up the material, picks up the maybe the OB material, maybe the core material, picks up the material and dump over or transfer over to the dumper, transfer over to the dumper or place over to the dumper. It is there. So dumping over the dumper, it is there, the front end. So the distance is limited to 300 meters. Up to 300 meters, up to 300 meters it is negotiable, and beyond 300 meters it is difficult. The moving of the front loader it is not very quick, because it is the crawler mounted. So the crawler mounted heavy machinery and crawler mounted, and speed is limited. So the loitering, the flitting is not quicker. Hence, 300 meters is only negotiable. Beyond 300 meters, the time becomes very more, and the production is lesser. That is it. So the front enders, we use the distance is 300, and dozer we use there. The dozer 150 meters. Actually, this loader, the excavator, the shovels picks up the material. But the dosing operations also done by dosing means all the material while blasting, the material is the shorter material is obtained. So the dozer, what it does, the dozer all pushes up, all gathers the shorter material at one point. The dozer collects all the material at one point, and the material is picked up by the hydraulic shovel. It is there. So the dozer is not used for the lifting of the material, but the dozer is for the dosing operation, because the shorter coal, the shorter mineral is there. The shorter mineral is gathered, it's collected at one point, and the collected the material is picked up by the collected material is picked up by this one is picked up by the front end loader is picked up by the shoveler, picked up by the shovel, maybe the hydraulic shovel, maybe the rope shovel. So the dozer, it's that is 150 meters, and beyond that one it capacity, because it is also the column mounted, where clicking speed is very less and the movement and the speed is very less. So the loitering, the trailing distance is limited to 150 meters. It is there. And skipping, when skip we use in there, and that is to 2.4 kilometers, 2,400 meters distance, where with the help of the skip can transport the material, by the skip with the help of the skip. It is there. Aerial ropeway is aerial ropeway is there. The aerial ropeway transport the material, maybe the core material, up to 3 to 8 kilometers. If at all aerial ramway, we can say aerial ramway or aerial ropeway, whatever it is. if at all it is there, 3 to 8 kilometers, yeah, up to 3 to 8 kilometers, it can say it is there. So these are all which is very cyclic, because it goes there and picks up material and comes here and dump over there. So it is breaking. All the phases are breaking, means that means cyclic. Different phases are there. So what we can say, the cyclic operations. What we can do, all are cyclic operations. These are. And then transportation, another transportation. This is the continuous is there. The continuous, the belt conveyors are there, high angle belt conveyors are there, and hydraulic conveyors are there. So the belt conveyor, is used for transport of the coal up to 16 kilometers, 3 to 16 kilometers it can be transported. On high angle conveyor, but very the hose is having very depth. Then high angle canvas are used, and it can transport 1.6 kilometer high angle canvas. It transport from bottommost point to the surface point. It may be 1.6 kilometer. It may be from surface to the bottommost point of the open cast mine. The distance may be 1 kilometer or maybe 1.5 kilometers. It is. So the high angle canvas transport the material from the bottommost point to the surface of the open cast mine. So this is used. And from the surface, the belt conveyors are there. The belt conveyors which transport from the mine point to the school, maybe the school, maybe the dumping yard. It transport the material, and the distance is 3 to 6 kilometers. So high angle conveyors are used transport the material from bottommost bench to the surface only, and that is only 1.5 kilometer, 1.6 kilometer. It is limited distance. The belt conveyors and transport the material from that point to this one. So this is the one. And hydraulic conveyors are which are there, and the belt conveyor where belt is used. Hydraulic systems are used there. Hydraulic energy is used where the distance is unlimited. Where the 25 kilometers and 40 kilometers and 50 kilometers distance to be transported, then we use the hydraulic conveyors where hydraulic energy is there. Electrical energy is used to drive the hydraulic motor. Electric motor is driven which drives the hydraulic motor. The hydraulic motor creates the hydraulic energy. The hydraulic energy is which is used for driving the conveyors, where the distance which to carry more than 60 kilometers, maybe 20 kilometers, 30 kilometers, or 40 kilometers distance can be transported with the help of hydraulic conveyors. This is about the continuous transportation, of the mineral. This is it. And slipping ratio. The slipping actually many times we discussed. Slipping ratio, it is the OB removed, the volume of OB removed per ton of the mineral rice. It's the volume of OB removed per ton of the coal raised. For 1 ton of this is 1:1, 1.5:2, 1:10, 1:10 to 1:20, like that. And different slipping ratios are there. Suppose that is that with the OB, the volume of the suppose 1:5 is there. 1:5 is there. 1:5 means suppose this is 1:5. For 5 cubic meter of OB removed per 1 ton of coal is raised. 1:5. 1:5 stripping ratio means for 5 cubic meter, for 1 ton of coal is removed, the 5 cubic meter volume of OB is removed, and that is expressed in the form of 1:5. So what we can say, the volume of OB removed per unit ton of the coal raised, per unit ton of the mineral rice, the volume of OB removed, per unit ton of the coal, per unit ton of the mineral, it is there. So this is called the stripping ratio. So when you see the stripping ratio 1:5, so per 1 ton of the coal raised, per 1 ton of the mineral raised, and the 5 cubic meter or meter cube or the cubic meter, whatever it may be, 5 meter cube or 5 cubic meter of OB is to be removed, and that is there. So this is one. Many things are there, and this economical. We will see economical and different stripping ratios are there. The conventional mine is the 1:1 stripping ratio. That means 1 cubic meter of OB removed for 1 ton of mineral is raised. And for similar mechanism for 2 meter cube, 2 meter of OB removed for raising up 1.5 tons of the mineral. It is a mechanism and that is 1:10 it is there. For 10 meter cube, 10 meter cube of OB removed per ton of the coal per ton of mineral. It is highly mechanized and this is up to 1:20. 1:20. The 20 per ton of coal raised and the 20 cubic meter of OB removed. And beyond this, and this is uneconomical. And suppose the conventional mine is it is 1:2, then it is uneconomical. And similar mine is 1:3 is there. Stippling ratio that is uneconomical. For mechanized mine, that is limited to 1:10. Suppose if it is 1:15, and that is uneconomical. For highly mechanized mine, 1:20 is the stippling ratio, and if it is 1:25, then that is uneconomical. So the topmost, the highly mechanized mine, the topmost stippling ratio is 1:1, and beyond the stippling ratio 1:20, and that is uneconomical. Even though we do the mining there, we cannot produce any profits there. We cannot run the mine into profits this So this is for highly mechanized mine. 1:1 to 1:20 is the, and this is the conventional mining to highly mechanized mining. The stippling ratios are very limited. This is this thing. And one more thing, certain things are there. The break-even stippling ratios are. And suppose for highly mechanized mines are there, but 1:20 is called the break-even. What we call the break-even stippling ratio 1:20. And beyond this one, that is uneconomical. Suppose if 1:21 is for highly mechanized mines, and that is uneconomical. So 1:20 is called break-even stippling ratio. The break-even stippling ratio for a highly mechanized. Now, state the break-even stippling ratio of the mechanized mine 1:10. The break-even stippling ratio for the semi-mechanized, this is 1:2 or 1.52:2. And for the manual mining, 1:1. The break-even, the stippling ratio for the manual or the conventional mining, it is there. So what do we call? And beyond this, the break-even stippling ratio, beyond mining, beyond removing the overburden, which is very uneconomical, and we cannot do the mining there. Even if we go there, and that bounce back, and the mine runs into different losses. It is there. So OB increases. When the OB increases, automatically the spend on the money spent on OB removal generally increases, and the time is very much increased, and the mine becomes uneconomical. When the OB is increased, but there with the high technology, with high capacity missions, there and the increase of OB also, and that is also very much negotiable, and that time also we can generate the profits. So this is the different things are the different factors which are limited, which are set there for this thing. This is the factors. When the increases, the OB increases, and then spending money spent increases, the time increases, and it will become then uneconomical. Which become uneconomical. That is that type of things are there. So this is about the different types of the stippling ratio. Other things also, some of the other things we have discussed this one. Economic cutoff value and queryable limit. Economic cutoff value. Economic cutoff, this one. The extraction of mineral without the loss, and we extract the mineral without the loss is called economic cutoff value. Suppose when the loss is there, otherwise the project goes goes wrong, and the project automatically does not run in the profit. It is there. So the project goes waste. It is there. So a certain limit is there. The external mineral up to certain limit, the mining of the mineral, the mining of the coal is that means is profitable, and all the profitable mines, all the profitable open cast mines are mined out. That is it, and that is called economic. And below this one, extracting this point, below extracting this extraction of mineral, which ensures its loss, and that is called the economic cutoff value. That is called the economic cutoff value. That is there. And that is also one more thing is the variable limit is there. And I got a variable limit is there. Overburden is there. Overburden, when we remove the overburden and remove the overburden, and that is the limited, and overburden is very much more. And that time also, the quarrying of the mineral is not profitable. So when OB is more, when the depth is more, when the OB is more, and removing the spent on the money is more, and time gestation period is more, and everything goes on increasing. It is there. So then that time automatically the mind runs into the losses. It is there. So the variable limit, the limit of OB, and beyond this, which is uneconomical, and that is called the variable. What we call the variable limit. It is there. So another thing is the placer mining is there. Actually, hydro monitor is there where the water is used with a high pressurized the hydro monitor is there where the power is done the hydro monitor. The hydro monitor uses the water, and the water comes out through the hydro monitor with a high force, and this is directed against the soft coal. It is against the maybe the soft coal against the different materials of the gold is there, platinum is there, tin is there, and alluvial materials are there. So with the use of the hydro monitor, and the force is directed against this one, the gold, the platinum, and the tin material are there, and the splitting is done, total, and the gold, the platinum, tin, where the crushing is done, where the material sizes into and small pieces, and that is transported by the water, and that is also transported by the water. And when the speed of the water is reduced, automatically the mineral concentrate settles over the fumes, settles over the ground, and the settled mineral is taken out, and this is called the placer mining. So with the use of the hydro monitor, which is run by the electricity, and which forces the water, where the water is forced out with high speed, and this is directed against the alluvial soil. The alluvial soil where the gold is there, where the platinum and the tin material are there, and that material is dissolved in the water, and the water carries away from that point to the major bunker point. So the transport here, the water is in two things. It is done. The water is used for transporting the mineral, transporting it from that place to the bunker point. And secondly, the water is used for leaching, where the concentrated material is used, where the concentrate the mineral is used, and mineral is leached out. And when the speed of the water is reduced, and when the speed of the water is slowed down, and the material settles over the fumes, the material settles over the ground, and the settled material is taken up, and sent to the beneficiation plant where actual beneficiation is done. Actual the ore concentrate is after. So this is called this thing, the placer mining. So this is called the placer mining. So in the discussed different things, the angle of repose, and the things which are the factors which influencing the angle of repose, the haul roads, and how the haul roads are made, and how the haul roads are made in the open cast mining, and what are the different types of transportation, the cyclic transportation and the continuous transportation. What are the different the equipment, the machinery which is used in a cyclic transportation, and their limitation, and the limited distance for transportation is discussed here, and the continuous the transportation machinery, the belt conveyors, hang conveyors, hydraulic conveyors, which are used for transporting the material from mine point to far away from point, also discussed here. the stripping ratios of different things. The manual mining, semi-mechanized mining, mechanized mining, the highest mining mechanism, 1:1 to 1:20. Then then the stripping ratio is there. The stripping ratio is nothing but the volume of OB removed or unit ton of a coal removed or unit ton of the mineral removed. It is there. So that the stripping ratio is also discussed here. And economic cutoff value, the variable limited, the variable limit, and the break-even stripping ratio. Also, this the break-even stripping ratio is the beyond the extraction, beyond this one, beyond this ratio is an economic cannot be do the cannot do this. Economic cutoff value and the variability limit also beyond these limits. The mining is not possible. So these are the different things. Pleasure mining is also the use of hydro monitor machinery. We excavate, we process the gold, platinum, tin material. Thank you.